My people of the Philippines and people of the world, hit the button below and you will be subscribing to the Boy Abunda Talk channel on YouTube. Let's keep talking. Kaibigan, tuloy ang usap. Welcome to the interviewer. Maraming salamat. Kevin, Shanaia, Wize, Nicki, Lorraine. Yes. But how are you guys doing?
Ay, hindi to game show.
Akala ko si unahan.
Maganda yun.
Sorry, Tito Boy, na ano.
Para kang Lando.
Lando, ganun. I feel blue, but in a good way.
Uy, grabe.
I don't want to elaborate, Tito Boy. The airtime is so long already.
Wize, ikaw?
Ako naman. Ako, Tito Boy, I feel great today kasi galing ako ng province, nakasama ko yung parents ko, tapos yung mga pamangkin ko na 1 month din kasi na hindi ko sila nakasama dito.
Kevin, ikaw?
Ako po, Tito Boy, ang gaganda po ng sagot nila. Okay na lang po yung sagot.
That's good. Shanaia?
Ako naman, good naman. I'm very good. I've been happy, been busy, so that's what I'm grateful for.
Thank you. Lorraine?
I'm feeling very ecstatic po.
Wow!
Ecstatic! Just static in my hair.
This is going to be a conversation. I just wanted to find out from young hosts today, ano ba ang mga gusto nyong itanong, anong gusto nyong malaman, base sa inyong mga karanasan? Because this is in preparation for something that we're building. We're putting up the House of Hosts.
Oh my God!
This is an opportunity for you and for me to get to know each other in the context of being hosts. Ask me anything.
Ako mauna.
Sige, Wize.
Kasi po, like sa show kung saan ako, kabilang kaming tatlo, may timer lang din po kasi lalo pag sa TV, di ba? And then, may mga times po kasi nahirap akong mag-cut or professionally cut yung ini-interview namin. How to politely and professionally cut someone po sa interview.
When you're doing an interview, panoorin nyo yung hinga, yung breathing ng tao. Kasi lahat tayo may breathing. Nagsasalita ka, but you pause somewhere. Halimbawa, alam niyo po, nung nag-aaral ako, elementary pa lamang po ako, pasukan mo. I understand that. Pero ang gusto ko pong puntahan na ito, kasi po, wala na ho tayong oras. Last question po. Ano ho ba talaga ang nangyari? Yon, banatan mo doon.
Galing, Tito Boy, oh my God.
Diba? Galing.
Agad.
Oo. So, in other words, when you host and when you do interviews, it's difficult, but you have to be in control. Ito pa, the problem of language. Ang akala natin, you equate English to the right way to do it. Hindi ho. Go to your language of convenience. Unless it is required. I did senators and presidents and so many movie stars, from Sarah Jessica Parker to Jennifer Lopez to Angelina Jolie. It's part of the trade. Lalo na pag nag-junkets kayo. You have 6 minutes to do the interview. And you're not supposed to ask. Like I did an interview with Angelina Jolie in 2019 in Tokyo, Japan. Alam niyo yung, siyempre iba yung kanilang attitude towards journalists. Sorry, but you have 6 minutes. Kung naman, bibehave ka lang. Kasi, you know, yun talaga, lahat naman kayo pare-pareho. You negotiate, excuse me, can't I have 10 or at least 12? So, may mga pressures tayo. What can I do in 6 minutes, di ba? Tapos meron mga bawal. You can't ask anything about Brad Pitt. La. Oo. I wasn't interested to ask about Brad Pitt. Pero pag inunahan ka na ng bawal, parang
You're
it
limited.
paralyzes you. Na parang, where am I gonna go? So, may mga kanya-kanya tayong pamamaraan to cope with different situations. I-distract mo siya ng konti. I love your pair of shoes. I love your shoes.
Yeah.
First thing that Miss Jolie said, I said, thank you. Where'd you get this trench? Yung ganun. So, kaagad sila nagbubukas kasi at least to a certain point, they look at you as an equal. So, interruptions become easier. So, it's a very simple question, pero ang daming kwento yung interruptions na yon. At saka, behave in a way that you have control over the conversation.
Ang ganda na. Grabe.
Tito Boy, I have so much to ask after that. Kasi, hindi, sabi mo you got to interview such amazing people. How do you interview them? How do you control the pressure, especially when you're interviewing someone? For example, just me talking to you right here. Like, how am I able to allow myself to still talk and be myself without being pressured or too scared of saying the wrong
Okay.
thing.
You have to remember that when you're in front of the camera, you're performing. How can you be you, absolutely you, in an environment where you're supposed to be performing? So you're looking for that balance. The first thing to do is prepare. Preparing is very important. How do you prepare? You do research. And research is not done a day before an interview unless you're an expert interviewer. Meaning, in life, as an interviewer, as a presenter, kailangan interesado ka. Interesado ka sa mga bagay na hindi ka nais-nais at kanais-nais. You have to read. You have to listen. You have to watch. That's research. Prepare up to a certain point that will allow you to do conversations. Saying the wrong things. In my hosting classes, I always say that fear is knowing that you're going to mess up. Sometimes, you even convince yourself na magkakamali ako nito, hindi ko ito mapapronounce, makakalimutan ko itong sasabihin ko. It becomes anxiety when you keep on repeating it. My message to you is don't be afraid of danger. Don't be afraid of the unknown because the best things, magic, happens in the unknown.
Next question na po ito. Tito Boy. So sige po, ako po, ang usual problem ko po during hosting is, yung pag po napapatapat ako sa kasama ko na, like, hindi marunong makinig, or hindi ako pinapakinggan, walang yes end. Like, literal na para akong mag-isa, even ang dami namin. Something like that. So parang, nahihirapan po kayo na frustrate kung paano ko siya gagawing fun or loose lang na titignan kami na in one.
The only thing you can do is, depende again sa relasyon. You don't complain to her or to him. Talk to production. Talk to production and say, nahihilo na ako. Pero hindi naman bumabato pabalik. You go to production, there are problems that you don't solve by yourself. That's one. Number two, you have no control over your partner. But, you have control over yourself. So, kung nagbibigay lang siya ng 1 to 100, 30, ikaw nandun ka na sa 90, punuan mo na lang. Itodo mo na sa 100.
Mas malaki po TF sa akin.
Di ba?
Ako
Pero
po
that's
nag-work.
the only solution. One example is this girl who just hosted Miss Universe Philippines, Jeannie Mai. Okay? I loved her. Alam mong nagbabasa, alam mong kumakausap dito pero hindi nawawala, alam mong tumatawa, alam mong nag-a-adlib, and goes back to the material. Yes. Bakit? Alam niya ang teksto niya. Ang galing. Alam niya kung kailan siya bababa. Alam niya kung kailan siya hindi masyadong mag-a-add. But it comes with time. It comes with experience.
Ito boy, kasi nabanggit niyo po kanina na alam po nung host na kung paano tumaas, tapos paano bumaba. May mga moments po kasi sa amin na, di ba sobrang taas po ng energy, ganyan. Tapos kapag kunyari tinanong, bakit ka sumali dito? Magkasabi siya ng sobrang lungkot na nakakaiyak na mga emotions kung bakit siya sumali doon. Medyo mahirap lang po sa amin itaas ulit yung mga ganun. So hindi ko po alam paano mag-transition back sa ganun.
Manonotice nyo, when you watch my shows, when somebody cries, I'm not in the habit of giving tissue paper. I'm not. Production may do it, but I don't. Because I don't want to distract that moment. Okay, so go with the flow. Ride the tide. Huwag naman yung umiiyak simply because you wanted to raise the energy. You'd come back and say, talaga? You go with the moment. You be in the moment. Nakikinig lang. Makinig ka. Don't interrupt. And don't annotate, ha? Isa sa mga mistakes ng host is that umiyak ka habang ini-interview. Cry. Alam niyo po, umiiyak po siya kasi nag-annotate ang kanyang karanasan.
Describe pa.
Give her that moment. The director knows that he's gonna go on a close-up. You're not alone. A whole village takes care of a show. So, when you listen, the crying, patapusin mo. And then you say, nakakalungkot naman ang kwento mo. But congratulations, and we're happy that you could join us today. Thank you very much. Pero back to the show. Buwelo ka. Buwelo ka. Pero nakisama ka doon sa emosyon. Nakisimpatya ka doon sa moment. Not even to the person, but the moment called for it. So, sumakay ka doon. And then bring it up. Okay? Ano pa?
Kasi Tito Boy, you're so good na mag-milk ng emotion. Yes. You know the right questions to ask. Yes. You know how to touch a person
Paano kumonek sa tao?
kumonek, paano mo ginagawa? Like, how will you know what are the proper or the correct questions to ask to release the emotion?
Hindi ko rin alam. Pero nalalaman mo talaga in the moment. Nalalaman mo kung saan siya papunta. Nalalaman mo siya na sa sinabi niya kanina, ay, ang weakness nito, nanay niya. Ay, ang ano nito ay ganito. You do research. And then you ask people around. Like when you guested on the show, I asked everybody in the staff, how do you know, I mean, what do you know about these girls? You know, kwentuhan niyo ako, sino sila, etc. How to ask questions, ako nung nag-uumpisa ako, isinusulat ko. And of course, I watched the masters. Particularly Barbara Walters, who I think remains to be the best interrogator in, you know, the field of broadcast. I love the way she phrased her questions. She was a master at physiology. Meron siyang ini-interview na nakakulong, a movie star of the 70s who was accused of murdering his wife. So, nandun sila sa kulungan, ini-interview. It's very tense, nakakatakot. Yung parang hindi mo alam, sasampalin na si Barbara Walters. So, Barbara Walters felt that it was danger time. So, she decided to end the interview. But she knew that she had to deliver the question. The question everybody was waiting for. Ang ganda ng phrasing niya nung question. Sabi niya, last question. Nakakatakot na eh. Nasa kulungan sila. I've been listening to your story. If you didn't kill your wife, last question ha, who did? Nagwala yung guest. Ganun lang si Barbara Walters. Thank you. But deliver the question. Kung hindi ikaw ang pumatay, sino? Phrasing the right questions comes from watching, studying, and don't practice in front of the mirror. You're not your audience. You're not your audience. Practice in front of friends, family. Halika nga, kapatid, dito ka nga, panoorin mo nga ako. Ito. It's good. Yes.
Tito Boy, kasi one time, nag-host ako ng alumni homecoming. And then, yung script naman, sinend sa akin the night before. So, binasa ko lahat. And then, on the spot, may mga awardees, binigay sa akin yung bagong babasahin. Tapos, may mga words doon na hindi ko talaga alam i-pronounce. Even yung mga nouns, kasi mga words talaga na hindi ako familiar. Pero, sabi nyo nga po kanina, magbasa ng magbasa. Pero, what if yung ibang mga words na yun ay hindi ko talaga alam i-pronounce?
Okay. Ang unang solution doon is, when you're given a script just a few minutes before you're supposed to read it, read it. Pag may hindi ka naintindihan, excuse me, ano to? Ano to? Now, you know the context of the script. Palitan mong words. But if you can't, do not attempt to pronounce it.
Okay.
Oh, pero, as hosts, this is one thing that you have to demand from your writers. No surprises.
On that note, Tito Boy, kasi I had this corporate event. This event is for a neurosurgeons. You see this?
Yes.
I'm like this. And then
Right.
my crowd are like neurosurgeons. So, yun yung isang moment ko na parang backstage, parang sabi ko, bakit pa kasi nag-book naman kasi? Bakit pa ako? May ganun akong moment. Tapos, like, yun yung fear ko, which I know, hindi ako confident dun sa first 5 seconds na nakita nila ako on stage. Kasi feel ko naramdaman nila yung, na hindi ako ganun ka-confident. Na-intimidate kasi ako, dun mga neurosurgeon sila. Tapos, I tried to hype them up, to interact. I even researched for neurosurgeon jokes. Nobody laughed. I was confident like, partly when I went out, pero hindi naging okay yung
Ako ang advice
first 5
ko,
seconds.
halimbawa, neurosurgeons, maski ako man siguro, dahil you'll feel fidgety, dahil hindi mo lingwahe, hindi mo mundo. Stick to the script. Go to the basics. Stop ad-libbing. Stop hyping them until you find the moment. I'll tell you something, just very quick example. One of the toughest interviews I did was with a sister, Sister Christine Tan. Good evening, Sister Christine. How are you? Fine.
One word.
Sister, you've been working with the poor of Leveriza in Pasay. What is it, that you get from doing what you're doing? Joy.
Hirap.
You know how I found the moment? Nung sinabi ko na, Sister, let's talk more about love. So what do you know about love? Siguro napagod din siya. Sabi niya, marami rin naman akong alam tungkol sa pag-ibig. From that time on, we talked about, the boyfriends, nanligaw. It became a warm conversation. may mga mahihirap talaga. So when it is difficult, huwag mo nang i-exacerbate ang situation by ad-libbing, by, kumain na ho kayo? Kumusta po kayo ngayon? Hala, hindi na nga nagre-react eh. Di ba? But believe me, one day, it's going to be easier.
When I host events, especially live events, let's say it's a TV promo or something, and they don't give you a script. They only give you 3 spiels na pwedeng ulitin. What if you run out of things to spiel about? How do you stretch?
Okay. In my hosting classes, meron kaming exercise. We call the exercise make sense. In other words, what it means is, when you don't have a script, use your senses. Example, Shanaia, boy, you're supposed to cover itong sunog sa, doon sa, okay. Use your senses. That's make sense. It's an exercise. Okay. Magandang gabi po mga kaibigan. Narito po kami ngayon sa Quezon City, Academy of Rock. At kasalukuyan po ay, what do you see? Meron pong, biro lang po ito ha, may nasusunog po sa aming likuran, malaki na po ang apoy, at umuusok po, naririnig. Nagsisigawan po ang mga bata, may mga umiiyak, ang mga nanay, at meron ho kami dito, nagtatanungan sila kung paano nag-umpisa. What are you feeling? Nakakatakot po dahil wala pa ho akong naririnig na fire trucks, wala pa hong responde dito sa sunog na ito. Exactly po, narito ho tayo sa Scout Borromeo, kung nasaan ang Academy of Rock. At sana po'y may mga authorities, mga otoridad na makaalam nito at sana'y dumating na po ang saklolo. You got a point. So you are in a place, you are in an event venue, use your eyes. Oh, that's nice. I love that outfit. And blah, 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 blah. What are you smelling? I smell food. I'm getting hungry. Hindi ka maubusan. Hindi ka maubusan.
That's the format of ad-libbing.
Yeah. Let's have the last question.
Ito na, mag-buzzer na kayo. Ito na yung moment nyo. Yeah.
Kasi nabanggit ni Ate Nicki yung mga intimidating people, intimidating audience. Paano po kapag may mga first time po kayong ma-encounter, first time yung magsama-sama ng mga co-hosts mo, and ikaw naman ang na-intimidate sa kanila sa mga ganong situation?
You may not be able to adjust immediately, but know who you are and know what you're supposed to do. Yun lang yun. That's your boundary. Do not be Nicki. Do not be anybody else. It's so difficult to be who you are not. So the way to protect your territory is to stick to who you are and to what I'm supposed to do. Ito yung people would say, what do you mean, boy, when you say stay true to your core? I heard you say that. Stay true to your core. I have a story. Ako ang may PhD sa story akong ito. Nobody can fight with me about my story. I own it. I have the copyright to my story. I am looking forward to your moments. I'm looking forward to your moments in this industry. And keep searching. Just keep searching and enjoy the journey. Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much po.
Hi, people of the Philippines and people of the world. Hit the button below and you will be subscribing to the Boy Abunda Talk channel on YouTube. Let's keep talking. Kaibigan, tuloy ang usap.